Faribault city officials plan to revise an initial environmental review for a proposed data center. That comes after the Minnesota Court of Appeals ruled this Monday that it was not thorough enough after reviewing a lawsuit from the Minnesota Center for Environmental Advocacy. The project by Archer Datacenters would cover 500,000 square feet on an 84.3-acre lot. The suit alleged that the city failed to properly analyze the potential environmental impacts of the project in its initial report, which predicted 98% lower greenhouse gas emissions from electricity use than expected for a facility of its size. In the suit, the MCEA says the city admitted that this estimate assumed the data center project would use no more electricity than a typical warehouse. The group says the suit is one of several it's brought against projects in the state over environmental concerns.
This is the first time that the Court of Appeals of Minnesota has looked at one of the studies, has reviewed the arguments from MCA, the Minnesota Center for Environmental Advocacy in the city, and pretty unanimously agreed that the city has not answered the questions to the level that state law requires, and the study needs a lot more work.
City of Faribault says in a statement, quote, "While we are disappointed with the decision and believe a different outcome would have been more appropriate, the city is committed to ensuring all environmental issues are properly addressed concerning the Archer Data Centers project. The city is dedicated to ensuring that all development within our community is undertaken responsibly and with careful consideration of potential environmental impacts," end quote.